One candidate who will not be on the debate stage tonight is Republican candidate Will Hurd, after failing to qualify. He's joining us right now. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. Let me ask you about the debate. I'm going to get to that in a moment, but I want to get your thoughts, first of all, on the other breaking news we're following. And I ask you, as a former member of Congress, as well as a former CIA officer, the Wagner chief Yevgeny Prigozhin, who staged a short-lived mutiny in June, has apparently died in a plane crash outside Moscow. Congressman, what's your reaction to that?
Well, Wolf, you have a person has a 1 in 11 million chance of dying in a plane crash. And now I don't have any unique intelligence or insights into what happened, but considering that, Prigozhin tried to create a mutiny 2 months ago, I don't think this was luck. I think this was something that Vladimir Putin did on purpose and was trying to not only target him, but let everybody else know he's not going to play. Yeah, and unfortunately, though, this is one of the issues that I hope the candidates on the debate stage get asked about, because unfortunately there's too many of those candidates that are willing to engage and to be frank, want to kiss the butt of Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin is a war criminal, and his actions and likely actions today is just a further indication of that.
And with regard to Ukraine's fight against Russia's invasion right now, I want to press you on this, Congressman. Trump says the conflict is not a vital U.S. interest. Vivek Ramaswamy has even suggested Ukraine cede territory to Russia. Do you think this renews the urgency of supporting Ukraine's efforts to combat Russia's invasion?
Absolutely. Donald Trump is wrong. Vivek is wrong. Look, Vivek himself has said he's only been paying attention to foreign policy starting 6 months ago. Here's the reality. The United States of America built an international order that has benefited us. When we don't defend that international order, it hurts us. And for 5% of the entire DoD budget, we've been able to dismantle the Russian military without having to send our sons or daughters or our spouses over to the conflict. I think that's a pretty good deal. The problem is not with the amount of money, but the speed in which we've been getting the equipment that the Ukrainians need. If we want to prevent Ukraine from becoming a forever war, we should increase the speed in which delivering the equipment and the material that they need. We need to be supporting them, especially the attacks in Crimea. I've been frustrated with the Biden administration that has been criticizing the Ukrainians' attack into Crimea. Guess what? Crimea is an important place that retools and supplies the Russian military. Of course, it's a valid attack. And unfortunately, I think this is a sign that the Biden administration, in a potential negotiation, be willing to allow the Russians to have Crimea. Again, if the Ukrainians do not win this war, and by win, I mean push the entire, all the Russians out of Ukraine, to include Crimea and the Donbass. If they don't win, Eastern Europe is going to stop paying attention to us, work with the Russians. Western Europe is going to realize you can't trust America and start dealing even more so with the Chinese government. And again, I hope these are some of the things that come out and the topics I would be talking about if I was on the debate stage and if the RNC had not cherry-picked a few of the polls.
Yeah, these are important issues you're raising, indeed. The other breaking story we're following involves Rudy Giuliani, who surrendered at the Fulton County Jail today in Georgia after negotiating a $150,000 bond. What do you make of this spectacle today?
Look, we wouldn't be in this position if everybody recognized Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, all these characters, that he lost. Donald Trump, the election in 2020 was not stolen, it was lost because he failed to grow the Republican brand amongst the largest growing groups of voters. And if the GOP wants to make sure that we stop this 20-year trend of losing the popular vote, then we need to nominate someone who doesn't have this legal baggage, someone who is not trying to stay in power for any reason. This is completely unacceptable, and the American public deserves a sane, conservative party, and they want someone who's not afraid of Donald Trump and who's going to articulate a vision of the future on how we achieve unprecedented peace in these complicated times. How do we have a thriving economy at a time that new technologies like AI is going to upend everything? And instead, we're having to talk about these crazy court cases down in Georgia, the issue with the classified documents in Mar-a-Lago, and to me, it's just we have a lot more important issues to be dealing with, and it's unfortunate. And that's one of the reasons why I'm running for president. And if some of your viewers want to continue to see me go to hurdforamerica.com.
Will Hurd, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.